Right, okay, we're trying again, measuring the voltage. And if I measure across these two tags, we should be getting the full 1.5 volts. Yes, we are. Or 1.6 because it's a nice fresh battery. So the voltage is getting there to the circuit board, but it's not ticking. I don't think there's much more I can do if it's getting all that far and it's not happening. I think that's as far as we can go. If it's not happening there with the voltage applied. That's a magnet there, and when the current flows through that coil, that creates a magnetic field in that metal U-shaped piece, which makes that circular magnet rotate a step at a time. And that should be happening as we're talking. It should be ticking round there because we've got power on it. If I hold it in the middle, it should be stepping round, and it's not. And there really isn't much more we can do on that circuit board. Whether I could take the circuit board out of another little clock. I used to have some cheap Poundland alarm clocks that were that sort of size. This is one of those cheap Poundland clocks, so at least we can see the action. So we got the coil, the U-shaped metal bar, which directs the magnetic flux, and then we got the same little plastic gear with a magnet on the bottom of it. So if I put the battery in there, you can actually see the action. And that's what should be happening there at this moment because the battery's in there. So that little white gear down there should be kicking round, same way as that one is. And it's not. So there must be something has died on this circuit board. And if you're wondering where that circuit board is on there, it's on the other side. You can see the that little silver tube there. That's the crystal, and that is just on the back here where I'm pointing. It's just under that circuit board. So there really isn't much more to it. And I don't think there's any point in me trying to get the circuit board off there and put it on there, because it's probably set up different. Certainly a different shape and size, so it won't be a easy lift out and put in. So I don't think we're going to go that way. I think I may be just giving up on this at the moment. There you are. I've just turned it over so you can actually see the circuit board. So that's the two battery contacts. Black blob, crystal on the back of there. Oh, something just fell off. Oh, the little, yeah. And then those two tags go to the coil. That was out of focus, wasn't it? Yeah. Those two tags go down to the coil underneath. Right, I've had another thought. If I measure across the coil, if I try and hold it still, you see on the meter we are getting pulses. I hold it in the right place. We're on the milliamp scale there, but we're getting pulses of current. So I've just looked at the coil. I'm going to have to go close up again. So we should have two wires coming up from the coil soldered on there, and I can see, I don't know if the camera can see it, we've got a loose wire. Let's see if I can go even closer. Right, we're closer in. That wire there should be soldered on there. So we'll try and solder that in place and see if that makes a difference. Just a thought, there's no way I'm going to show you me soldering that because you're just not going to be able to see it. Right, this is a bit of crazy soldering here. I've used a strand of wire. Oh, we're out of focus. A strand of wire to extend it, and then soldered the coil wire onto that strand of wire, because I couldn't actually make that coil wire reach. I was shaking a bit because we're zoomed right in and I'm holding this in my hand. Right, I've done my tiny bit of soldering down there. I'm just going to use the eye of this needle as a bearing, because if I hold this in the right position, I think, can you see it's turning? It needs a bearing at the top to actually. Yeah, I think I might have done it. Now I've got to try and do is get it back together. Yeah. Right. We've got the basic assembly back together, so I'm going to pop the battery in and see if the gears move. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. Well, we'll finish putting it together now. Yeah. That was a long job. Well, it's working. It's all back together. You can only see the second hand moving. But that was a long job, a lot longer than I expected. I was expecting it just to be the battery terminals had corroded, and then the wire fell off the battery terminal when I touched it, and then it fell off the circuit board when I touched that, and then eventually I noticed that the wire going down to the coil was broken. So we got there in the end. Job done. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment so I know how I'm doing. And somewhere up here there'll be some links to related playlists. Thanks again.